Hey, it's Brit, and today I'm throwing out the video schedule and instead I'm doing a chat video. It's a very hard topic for me to talk about, mainly because I never talk about it and a lot of my real life friends don't even know about this. Hopefully this might help. I'm not going to go into specific details because I don't want to act as a trigger point for people, and I don't want to give anyone who is going through with one any ideas. So let's start talking about eating disorders. Yeah. Part 1. My story. About 80% of my life has involved disordered eating. I developed my first eating disorder when I was 5. I know, what kind of eating disorder can a 5-year-old have? But basically it was triggered by an offhand comment that boys don't like fat girls. So I threw out my lunch and instead I ran laps around the court. Looking at it now, it's pretty much the same eating disorder that I had later on in my life. In year 10 I developed anorexia and later depression. Phew, you wouldn't be able to tell from my smile. I went to an all-girls school and I was surrounded by beautiful, inspiring girls all day, every day. And I didn't feel beautiful myself, so I decided again to take matters into my own hand and do something about it. If anything, I'm bloody persistent. When I commit to doing something, I do it 100%. I have amazing willpower and I don't know when to quit, and I would say that's my biggest flaw is that I don't know when to give up. So I started eating less. It was very harmless at first, you know, I just would say no to the biscuit that came around, and then it got rather extreme. I exercised 3 times a day, so before school I would go for a run, at school I would gym, we had a gym at school, and then at night I would do like a videotape exercise. I forget what it was called, but exercising was a big part of my eating disorder. I exercised a lot and I exercised too much, to the point of exhaustion. I lost my period, my hair started going grey and falling out. I didn't drink hot chocolates. I didn't eat avocado because avocado is the most fattening vegetable. I pushed everyone away and I felt very lonely, and that led to depression. So I ended up going to Whirinaki, which is the mental health institute for youth in Auckland, and it was a very horrible experience. I hated it and I don't think they treated me very well. This one chick named Kendall, I remember she weighed me and like she just said some nasty ass comments, and I had a food diary. This was like the days before apps were a thing, so I had a pen and paper food diary and she trashed it. They tried to stop me from being a vegetarian. They wanted me to eat meat, and they tried to stop me from exercising, which I couldn't do. I controlled myself and I found security in controlling what I ate because I couldn't control what was happening around with me. I couldn't control who my friends were. I couldn't control anything else, so I controlled my food intake. It made me feel better even though it was damaging to my mental health and to my body. So I ended up refusing their treatment. It was just a very cold and clinical place, and I didn't need that, and I really didn't need that. So we decided to refuse their treatment, and with the support from my mum, we went down the path of self-recovery, which is a long process, but I couldn't have made it through the other one because I know my mum could see that if we did that I would have pushed harder and I would have pushed against everyone and I would have not made it. So that was in year 10. In year 11 I was better. I put on lots of weight, but I mentally was very unwell. It was just a really tough time for me, and then my school ended up getting shut down and I moved to a new school, which I found incredibly difficult. Felt alone and unloved and unlovable and not pretty enough, so I ended up back in Whirinaki because my eating disorder and my depression became present again. Again, I refused their treatment because I think they suck. I skipped year 13 because I couldn't handle school, and I ended up going to university. I found a course, I enrolled last minute, I was accepted to it, and then off I toddled to uni, which was actually just across the road from my school. I would say that I fully didn't recover from my eating disorder until like the end of my second year of university. There were still days that I didn't eat anything and I would feel proud. In my third year of uni, I stopped exercising as much and I had a better relationship with food. Like, I was eating and I wasn't restricting my diet anymore, and I was happier because, I don't know, I found a little clique of friends and it was great. So unlike a lot of people, I recovered from my eating disorder by myself, 100% by myself, with the support of my mum. It was a long journey, and I would say that I have only just, from becoming a vegan, developed a really healthy relationship with food. You guys know I eat heaps and I eat a lot and I love it. So becoming a vegan, as I said in my last video, really was the best decision I've ever made because I've never taken care of myself as much as I am now. I didn't forgive myself for a long time for what I did and what I put my body through. And I didn't forgive myself for what I put my mum through and the rest of my family. It was a very rough time. But if anything, it's made me the person I am today. Didn't expect to cry. How to help those with eating disorders. First off, you're going to have to know that this is going to be hard. If you know someone with an eating disorder and if you say anything about the eating to them, they're going to be offended and defensive. So basically you just have to find a very tactile way of talking to them. Show them some love. Just really shower them in love because they don't think they're lovable, and they don't think they're good enough. So love them. Love them like you mean it. When they say no, they mean no. Don't push them because they'll push you away. Number 4, realize that this isn't a choice for them, it's just the way their brain is wired. If you can avoid forcing someone to eat, that's great, because being on the other side of that, it's pretty horrible. Control is a big part of eating disorders, and taking away the control part is really rough. Don't be sad when they say they hate you, because they don't hate you, they love you, they're just really scared. You also need to know that food is all they think about ever, constantly. There's nothing else on their mind. Food is 100% in their brain. You have to encourage them to open up to you, which is like earning their love and their respect and their trust. Trust is a big thing, and if they don't trust you, they're not gonna open up to you and you're not gonna be able to help them. Just be there. And I know this is really hard for someone who's a family member or a friend of someone with an eating disorder, because you just want them to snap out of it and you just want to help them, but like going up to them and shaking them isn't going to help. There are also places that you can go to get help. I think it's Eden NZ that they support families and friends of those who are going through eating disorders. So if you need support, you can find support. Part 3 is for those who have eating disorders or for those who struggle with their self-perception. Number 1, you need to want to stop. No one can really force you to do anything, so you're going to have to want to do it. Look at it like this: you need to put fuel in your car to make it go, so you need to put fuel in your body as well to make it work properly, and for it to be able to support you and for you to work as kind of like a team. I would encourage you to find new ways of fueling your body. You don't have to restrict yourself. You can eat so many calories. Like, calories are whatever, man. I don't believe in calorie counting. You should also learn to listen to your body in that same respect, because your body is telling you stuff. If you don't want help from the mainstream system, you don't have to take it. But you do have to realize that if you're going to refuse someone's treatment, that you're going to have to step up and you're going to have to take care of yourself. You're going to have to be strong and you're going to have to take steps. I would encourage you going to the mainstream system. I know it didn't work for me, but I would encourage you to go because they often know what to do when your own mind is foggy. There's nothing wrong with a counsellor, and if you can like tell one of your friends, and then your friends are great, they can come together and create a real great network around you. And that's what you need a support system. I don't know why I lost my S's there. And it's gonna be a freaking long journey. It took me like 5 years to fully recover from anorexia and depression. Sometimes you'll slide back into it, but if the support system is there for you, you'll be fine. Accept you as you are. Don't hate your body is beautiful. I think accepting yourself is one of the most important things that you have to do. You are not an anorexic. I hate that term. I hate the fact that people label themselves as this when it's actually just something you're going through. You are not your eating disorder. You are so much more than that. And like, if you could just see that, I think that would really help you. Alright, part 4, the conclusion. There's not much to say, but that's that. If you have any questions, go for gold down below, and I'll see you guys later. It's gotten pretty dark and I have a cake in the oven. I never used to love myself, but I'm happy to say that I love the woman that I've become.